Now to Dr. David Adler, who writes for the Spectator Australia magazine, among other things. Thanks for joining us, David. I notice you are not convinced that the COVIDSAFE app is going to be the answer to our protection as we start to loosen up society again.
Absolutely not, Chris. It has some small utility, but it has been grossly oversold by the government. There is significant aspects of the transmission of the virus that can't be detected by the app. And I've identified at least three. The major one and the most obvious one is the way the app works. It has a definition of what a close contact is. Anyone can go onto the COVIDSAFE website and have a look at the detail. It defines a contact as a fellow user of the app who has been within 1.5 metres for a period of 15 minutes. So that means that most of our public interactions will not be reported by the app. 15 minutes is a long, arbitrary period. If you go shopping and interact with a variety of people, if you sit next to someone, say on a bus, who's infected for a couple of stops, you're there for 10 minutes, they get off, you separate, you can get the virus in all those circumstances, and the app does not activate.
Yeah, well, I think we understand that. You don't want an app it's just a practical recognition. You don't want an app that's going to notify everybody you've walked past. But I take your point. If you could be with someone for 30 seconds, they sneeze in your face, that's going to infect you more. You don't need to be there 15 minutes. But that's just that's just a practical.
We certainly don't.
No one is saying this is foolproof. It's just going to help pin down those people you definitely have had close contact with.
You don't want it to register everyone. You want it to register infected contacts. That's the whole purpose of it. So
you think it should be wound back to sort of 1 minute contact or 30 seconds contact?
Yes, it has to be a lot shorter to cover more contacts, certainly. The other thing that is important to understand, and your expert on previously explained some of the ease of transmission of this virus. We all know that this is a highly contagious virus, despite what the Chinese, and to their everlasting disgrace, the World Health Organization told us in January. It can also be spread by surfaces. So you can have an infected person who grabs a door handle in front of you. You grab the same door handle, and you can pick up the infection. Now, I'm not saying the app has zero utility, but it's very important that its limitations are understood by the public.
Yeah, I think that's an important point. I think we all understand that. You can pick up the virus elsewhere, but this is a tool to help track down contacts. It won't get all contacts. It's an aid to do that, and surely it's better than just relying on people's memory, and especially when the people they might be in contact with, they don't even know.
It has some utility, as I'm saying. It has the deficiency of the time period.
Yep.
It has the deficiency of the surfaces. And the other thing that we need to be careful with is that we know in Australia, as elsewhere, the most vulnerable people are the elderly. The mean death rate from this disease in Australia is, according to the Department of Health, 79.5. This is exactly the demographic which is the least technologically capable. It's the demographic that struggles with the use of mobile phones, with downloading apps, with turning it on, with operating Bluetooth, etc. So that these things taken together, my major thesis is that we should not be relying on this app to determine the policy, to determine the lifting of restrictions. There are better tools. Because
Thanks, David. We are just out of time. I appreciate that. Dr. David Adler there, talking about some of the limitations of the COVIDSAFE app. I understand that. Perhaps we could wind the time back down to 5 minutes. Who knows? But to me, it's a very useful tool. It will give us some information. Perhaps not everything we need. Nothing could do that.